In the middle of a green, shady forest, under tall swaying trees, there's a cozy burrow that belongs to a small, gentle, and curious rabbit named Cotton. With fluffy fur as soft as it can be, and a nose as pink as a rose, Cotton is a well-known friend to all forest creatures. One sunny morning, Cotton the bunny hopped into the forest. She was looking for some juicy carrots and pretty flowers to pick. As she hopped along, she saw something amazing. A group of forest friends were having a picnic under a big tree. They were all sitting on a blanket, eating yummy cake and laughing together. What do you think Cotton should do? Should she politely ask to join the group, sit and watch from a distance, or continue on her carrot hunting adventure? To politely ask to join the group, Cotton happily approached the group of animals who were picnicking with big smiles. With a tiny cough, she asked in a friendly way if there was room for one more at the picnic. If there was room for one more at the picnic, they warmly welcomed her with smiles and nods. The woodland creatures moved around to find a spot for Cotton. She thanked them and happily joined the picnic, having a great time with her new friends. Continued on her journey. Even though Cotton wanted to join her friends for the picnic, she felt too shy to ask. So she decided not to join them and continued on her journey through the forest. As she walked away, she felt a little bit sad that she missed the chance to make new friends. As Cotton diligently gathered carrots in the forest, another rabbit suddenly leaped out from the bushes in a hurry and collided with Cotton. Both of them tumbled to the ground, their belongings scattered. Cotton sustained a minor injury to her knee, but the other rabbit seemed to be in more pain. It sat dazed on the ground, unable to stand up. Cotton felt a tinge of annoyance, but she chose to. If you were Cotton, you would help the other rabbit, ignore it, or blame it. Choosing to help with kindness, Cotton quickly assessed the situation and walked over to help the rabbit lying injured on the ground. She politely inquired about its injuries, even though she felt a bit annoyed. Nevertheless, she assisted the other rabbit by having it sit against a tree, sharing some of the water she had brought with her, and helping to gather the scattered belongings. The other rabbit was deeply touched by Cotton's actions. It apologized sincerely, and Cotton, seeing this, forgave the other rabbit and said in a calm voice, "Next time, don't rush around and run without looking where you are going." And so, the two became friends in the end. Ignore the situation. After accidentally bumping into the other rabbit, Cotton hurriedly picked up her rice and ran off without noticing the rabbit on the ground. Cotton felt unsure about whether to help or apologize, but feeling scared and embarrassed, she decided to just keep going and let the guilt bother her all day. Blame the other rabbit. Cotton mad and scolded at the rabbit who had jumped carelessly and made the rice spill. They both got so angry that they argued and hurt each other. After they calmed down, Cotton saw that they were both more hurt than before and had wasted a half day. Cotton was very sad about what happened and realized that using anger wasn't good, and it just made things worse and made them both sad. After the whole incident calmed down, Cotton continued her journey through the forest. Along the way, she stumbled upon a red flower and excitedly gathered it. Before she knew it, she found herself lost in an unfamiliar part of the forest. As Cotton was worrying about how to find her way out, a little squirrel who seemed to know the way passed by just then. If you were Cotton, you would politely offer help, pretend not to notice, or force the squirrel to lead the way out of the forest. Offer to help the squirrel find its way home. Cotton went up to the squirrel with a warm smile and asked if it needed help. The squirrel was thankful and said yes. Cotton shared her bread with the squirrel as they walked through the forest looking for its home. Along the way, they became good friends. They finally found a cozy nest for the squirrel, and it happily moved in. Thanking Cotton for her kindness, Cotton felt so happy to have a new friend. Forcing the squirrel to guide her out of the unfamiliar forest. Feeling frustrated, Cotton immediately approached the squirrel, which appeared smaller and weaker than her, and spoke in a harsh tone, demanding that the squirrel guide her out of this area. The squirrel was very displeased and being yelled at. It refused to help Cotton and instead ran up to the top of the tree that Cotton, as a rabbit, could not reach. Cotton lost hope of getting help. She felt sorry for what she had done out of anger and had to find her way out. As time passed, Cotton managed to find her way out, but it took her several hours until the sun began to set, forcing her to return home instead of running her errands. Cotton's journey through the forest presented her with various situations that taught her valuable lessons about kindness and empathy toward others, whether it was approaching others, offering assistance in those in need, or seeking help politely. Cotton discovered that small acts of consideration can have profound impact on the feeling of those around her. She learned that making decisions based on anger and frustration cannot undo mistakes or improve situations instead. It often escalates matters and leads to further complications. And how do you feel? And what moral did you gain about Cotton's story?